Hello everybody in YouTube. First of all, I'd like to thank Granny Monster for helping me get more subscribers lately. She said some really nice things. So thank you very much, Granny Monster. You've helped me make this video worth putting up online. This is a follow-up to my court case which I mentioned in February I was having on March 29th, and this is about the outcome. It was me versus UK Car Park Management Limited. And basically they had taken me to court because I refused to pay a fine that they'd given me from 2016, which was for parking in my own parking space, which is connected to where I live. I was given a permit and authorization to park in Bay 2 for flat 2, which is where I live, but they said I didn't have my permit displayed. And even though they found out from the DVLA that I live there and I'm supposed to park there, they still said that I breached their contract because they got sign up and that I had to pay them. Anyway, when it was going to go through small claims, they wanted me to agree to settle out of court. They wanted some money, but more than £100. It wasn't a specified amount, but I weren't going along with that. I'm going to give them nothing because I was supposed to park there. And I didn't even know what kind of photos they had. They sent me a photo of the side of my car and the back of my car. I didn't even know if they could claim that I didn't have my permit on the dashboard. 3 weeks before my court case, one representative from UK Car Park Management was really shifty, and she came down here where I live at 9 o'clock at night, pitch black, with like a torch, and she was trying to ticket cars. And I got her on film, interviewed her, because some guy was really upset because he's allowed to park here, but he got a fine. His circumstances are a bit different. He had a friend around and he had let his friend park his car in his designated space, and he parked in a visitor space. So I filmed him trying to talk the lady out of giving him the fine. You can't see her face, but you can hear what was said.
You're right. Basically, when we take on a property like this, okay, we are asked...
you look for the people who is living here.
Can I just ask where you're going to post that? Because I don't really want to be all over the place.
What's your name?
Oh, I understand you are looking for us, not
Yes.
just to give us...
No, and I do
in
understand
front
that.
of my home. How
I
is possible?
absolutely understand that, but unfortunately, we don't make the rules, okay? The company that employ us make the rules.
Okay.
And then they say to us, if this happens, you can issue a ticket. So all I've done is followed what their instructions they have given me and what's on the sign, and then I've issued a ticket appropriately, okay? If you want to complain about it, you need to A, appeal to my company, okay, and B, I would complain to whoever you rent from or whoever owns, whoever the managing agent is, and say, is there any chance they can get the ticket cancelled for you?
Okay, and until what time you can give the notice?
24 hours.
24 hours?
Yeah, 24/7. It's all enforced 24/7. What's your name?
None of your business.
Exactly why my name is none of your business.
Thief. They're so dodgy though, they're just so money grabbing. That's the only way they make their money, from getting fines. They don't care who it's from if you're allowed to park here. They don't make money from permit sales or anything, because you get permits once you rent a place here at these flats. So I went to court, went to Guildford County Court on March 29th at 10 AM, and when we got there, I went with my dad. We went through security and I took a bottle of water in with me. And the security guard he unscrews the bottle lid and he goes, "There's not any acid in there." And he goes, people bring acid into courtrooms. You'd be surprised, because if they're losing a case, they go mental. Got a bottle of Volvic because they really got acid in it. Throw it in the lawyer's face, I guess. But no, I bought just a bottle of water. Anyway, went in a waiting room and they check you in. And UK Car Park Management Limited had another case with somebody else that was set to be 10 minutes after my case finished. Turns out with the same lawyer. Anyway, we're in the waiting room. This woman turns up and she goes, "Oh, are you Rob? Yeah, I'm UK Car Park Management. Oh, nice to meet you. Hope this all goes well." Acting all nice with me. They think they're gonna win, And then the lawyer turns up and he sits down opposite me and my dad. He doesn't really introduce himself. He goes, "Hello, are you Rob? I just want to show you this." And he gets his laptop out and he goes, "As you can see." I said, "Who are you?" "Oh, I'm the lawyer. I'm Mr. Shawstone." And I said, "What happened to Vladimir?" I've been having email correspondence with some lawyer called Vladimir. He was supposed to be the lawyer up against me today. And they go, oh, last minute change. Anyway, he goes, as you can see from this laptop, here's a picture of your car windscreen. As you can tell, there's not really a case for your defence here. You have no permit in your windscreen. I said, not that I really want to be talking to you, we'll talk about this in the courtroom, but why didn't you send this to me back before the February 27th deadline? Because, you know, we're supposed to send, so there's no surprise in the courtroom. You send a defence package to them, which I did, and they send you their prosecution package, so you know what they're using as evidence against you. But they didn't send it. Anyway, he got his picture, and it's kind of bad pixelization, and you can kind of see something at the bottom of my windscreen, but they're basically saying no permit displayed. So he goes, yeah, it's a slam dunk, you see, you're going to lose this case. He was really arrogant. And then he sat with the woman from UK Car Park Management Limited, who was the woman who put the ticket on my car. And they're all getting cocky, looking at, they've got all pictures of my car from different times where they fined me and I didn't pay them, and they're saying, oh, we've got slam dunk here, we're going to earn our money here today. Then he goes over his laptop, because they're trying to pull this like last bit of evidence 5 minutes before each case to try and intimidate the opposition, I guess. And there's this other guy who's the other guy who they're going to be facing in the case just after mine. His name's Mr. Taylor. He goes over the other side of the waiting room and he goes, oh, hello, Mr. Taylor. I'm Mr. Shawstone. I'm a lawyer for UK Car Park Management Limited. And look, this is what we've got on you. And as you can see, they've got no case. Anyway, Mr. Taylor, he gets all intimidated and he goes, can I sit in on your other case? I see there's another hearing before mine. Anyway, he says to him, not knowing I can hear, he goes, oh, I've got no problem with that. That should be fine. You can sit in. And then he comes over to me and he goes, where's your lawyer, Mr. Moore? I said, I'm representing myself. And he goes, good luck. And he goes, oh, there's this guy, Mr. Taylor. He's got a case with us afterwards. He's wondering if he can sit in and watch our trial because it's a public matter. I've got a slight problem with it, but you can say he can sit in if he wants to. And I just said anything that helps him beat you. So he sat in. Anyway, these are the things. When we went into the courtroom, now remember, I'm representing myself. I have no lawyer with me. I'm going up against the lawyer. Anyway, he's got all these pictures of my car saying I'm not displaying a ticket. Anyway, when they ask him how much he wants £200 off of me in the hearing. First of all, the judge wants to know, where did you come up with this fee of £200? I pulled it out of my ass. And he goes, on your sign, you've got the £100 like maximum fine, right? And he goes, the lawyer's looking over his notes and he goes, well, the extra £100 is for late fees, paperwork expenditure, postage, we have to keep posting stuff to Rob, printing. And the judge goes, hang on a minute, that's not connected to the fine fee. So he wasn't happy with where they come up with this figure that they wanted from me. But the things that won me the case was that, A, I had made my landlord write a letter with official font head and, you know, the company logo, saying that I had authorization to park where I live, and also that I always had authorization and I was the only person allowed to park there. Secondly, the only contract I ever entered into was my rental contract, and on there it didn't say anything about you have to display your permit in order to be allowed to park in your own space. And another thing too, the wording on the sign that the UK Car Park Management put in this car park where I live, it said only unauthorised people or people not displaying a permit will be punished. Since the picture that they had was sketchy, and the judge even said that might even be his permit on the, like, it was falling way down the dashboard near the windscreen wiper. He said Mr. Moore is authorised to park there, so he doesn't even need a permit. It's actually his legal right to park without a permit because it's his own space. He takes the risk of not putting his permit in the window, but he said this shouldn't even have been a case. You should have seen from the DVLA, once you realised where he lived and that the space was for him, you should have rescinded the fine. So you've wasted our time. And then he got up and he goes, and the lawyer tried to lie and say that he didn't get any of the information that I sent them in the defence package. But I had a I had a receipt saying that I'd done a signed for delivery to send to them. You know what the difference is between a functioning toilet and a lawyer? A functioning toilet is only temporarily full of shit. I'd say that they didn't get this information about my contract with my landlord or the letter of authorization from my landlord. He kind of lost it, the lawyer, man. He literally crumbled. You saw that guy crush in the courtroom. He just broke. I'm not being arrogant or cocky, but I did my background research. I did the kind of stuff a lawyer would do, probably in more detail because I was looking after my own case, and I won. So it goes to show, and I want to help anybody who has to deal with these people, because if you're in the same circumstance as me, you don't have your permit displayed, or it's fallen down your dashboard or whatever, and they take you to court, just get a letter of authorization from your landlord and send it to the judge. It'll be enough to win you the case. Because that's what I had. It was my contract saying that, you know, it doesn't say anywhere I have to display a permit. I brought my actual permit into the courtroom. Once the judge saw that, it was a slam dunk. And it was so great to see the lawyer. He was so arrogant, and he allowed that other guy to sit in on our case, thinking, oh, him sitting in won't help him, and he'll just see how I beat this guy who parked in the space where I said he didn't have a permit, and he'll be crushed by it. I actually think I helped that guy win his case afterwards. I don't know. His circumstances might have been slightly different. But once I had my permit, and the judge was obviously angry with this company because I showed them how they done unethical ticketing. They put a ticket on somebody else's car who was parked in his own space, and his permit was on display. It just half fallen underneath this black strip by his windscreen wiper. It was a great victory though. I love that this lawyer got crushed. The lawyer's name was Mr. Shorestone. He wasn't sure of anything though.
The judge that I had was a last minute replacement too. That kind of freaked me out at first. 5 minutes before the case they say, oh, you're going to have this judge called Brett Elson, a man, and before I was always led to believe it was going to be this female called Judge Nightingale. But who knows, if maybe I'd had the other judge, maybe they wouldn't have looked so in detail at my defence package and have paid too much attention to the photos the prosecution had of my car. And maybe I wouldn't have won. Sometimes I think it depends on what kind of judge you got and how they look at things. So I might have been lucky in that respect.
Here's the thing. Now, there's a secondary incident that's happened. Back in November, I switched cars and I left my permit in my other car and then it was at some storage unit, and I thought I might get a parking ticket for parking in my bay, and I did, like the day before I got my permit back, but I made a makeshift permit and stuck it in my window. Anyway, I figured if I was going to hear anything about them wanting to take me to small claims court or anything, it would have happened long before now. But they seemed like UK Car Park Management Limited waited until after the court hearing, and then they sent me this debt collector's letter. They're trying to threaten me, saying, oh, if you ignore this or don't pay us, don't think that you can't take us seriously for giving you fines, because here's somebody who lost in 2015, trying to intimidate me.
And saying that we will advise our client to take you to court if you don't pay. I already won! And I've got authorisation, and the judge sees that I'm allowed to park there. Go ahead then, take me to court. You will lose. Just like the judge said to the lawyer, you lose, Mr. Shorestone.
If it's your bay, whether it's at your home or your designated bay at work, because I know this company polices workplaces as well, sometimes you don't even need a permit. You just need a letter of authorisation with the official company font from the person who owns the land, and you'll get off.
Don't be intimidated by these car parking penalty firms. They can be beaten. You don't have to be scared by their letters.
Have a good time, 'cause it's all